Not $10,000. Not a windfall from a relative you barely knew. Just $100. The amount that disappears in a weekend without you noticing. The amount that feels too small to matter and too tight to spare. In 1984, a 24-year-old factory worker in Ohio made a decision that nobody noticed. He was not rich. He was not educated in finance. He drove a used car and shared an apartment with 2 roommates. But on the 3rd Tuesday of every month, without fail, he moved $100 into an index fund. His co-workers spent their extra money on weekends. His friends said investing was for rich people. His own mother told him to keep the money somewhere safe. He ignored all of them. Not dramatically. Not with a speech or a big announcement. He just kept clicking confirm every single month for 40 years. Last year, at the age of 64, that factory worker retired with over $600,000. He never got an inheritance. He never started a business. He never got lucky on a stock tip. He just gave $100 to Time every single month. And Time gave it back multiplied by more than 12. This is not a story about being rich. This is a story about what happens when an ordinary person makes one small decision and refuses to stop. My name is Jack. If you have ever told yourself that you do not have enough money to start investing, this video will change the way you think about that forever. Hit subscribe and let's get into it. This is where it starts. Not with a perfect strategy. Not with a brokerage account you researched for 6 months. It starts with $100 and a decision that feels almost embarrassingly small. But you make the decision anyway. You set up the automatic transfer. You pick the index fund. You do not overthink it. Because overthinking is exactly what kept you from doing this last year and the year before that. You click confirm. Nothing happens. The account shows $100. The market moves slightly and your $100 becomes $99.70. You check it 3 times before bed. This is the beginning. And it looks nothing like what you imagined. The account just sits there. You feed it $100 every month like a plant you are not entirely sure is alive. Some months the number creeps up. Some months it pulls back. 6 months in the balance reads $578. $578 is not a number that changes your life. It is not a number you bring up at dinner. It exists quietly in an app you check less and less. This is the part nobody talks about. Because there is genuinely nothing to talk about. The first 6 months of investing $100 a month is not a story. It is a habit. And habits, before they produce results, produce only themselves. You are building the muscle of consistency in a gym where the mirrors do not show progress yet. Here is the honest truth about this stage. Most people quit here. Not with a dramatic decision. Just a month where the transfer quietly does not happen because things were tight. Then another month. Then the account sits untouched for 4 months, and you stop logging in. And then a year passes and the habit is gone. That version of the story is the most common one. But that is not your story. You do not quit. 12 months in, you have contributed $1,200. The account reads $1,312. You gained $112 beyond what you put in. $112. You could have earned that in a single afternoon of overtime. But here is what actually happened in year 1 that the balance does not show. You built a relationship with delayed gratification that most people your age have never built. Every month you had $100 that could have been a nice dinner out. Instead, it became a contribution. That decision repeated 12 times is the foundation, not the $1,312. You also learned something about yourself this year. You learned that your life did not fall apart without that $100. The month did not collapse. The $100 was never actually essential to your monthly budget. It just felt like it was. Most people never test that feeling. You tested it 12 times. And it was wrong all 12 times. That discovery is worth far more than $112 in market returns. 26 months in, you have contributed $2,600. The account reads $3,100. The number is starting to carry some weight. Something shifts in year 2. You stop checking the account out of anxiety and start checking it out of curiosity. That is a psychological transition that takes most investors years. Some never make it at all. The market drops. Of course it does. It drops 14% over 11 weeks. You watch $380 disappear. The account that read $3,100 now reads $2,670. You feel it somewhere between your stomach and your chest. You sit with it. You do not sell. You transfer the $100 on schedule because the schedule does not negotiate with market conditions. That $100 buys more shares than it did 3 months ago because the prices are lower. You do not celebrate this. You just continue. 8 months later, the market recovers. Your account sits at $3,900. The shares you bought during the drop are now worth more than you paid. The discipline of the bad months quietly compounded. It does this every time. Year 3 ends. Contributions total $3,600. Account balance $4,750. You are up $1,150 beyond everything you put in. The gap between what you deposited and what you have is starting to widen in your favor, and it will keep widening. Until one day, the returns stop feeling like a bonus and start feeling like a second person contributing alongside you every single month. That second person is time, and time never misses a contribution, never panics, and never sells at the bottom. You are 29 years old, 60 months of $100. Total contribution $6,000. Account balance $8,200. You have $2,200 more than you ever deposited. Right now, today, you have more money saved and invested than the majority of Americans have in any form of savings. Not because you earn more than them, but because you started a specific habit and you maintained it. $8,200 is not retirement. It is not financial freedom. But $8,200 is the proof. The proof that you can build something from almost nothing, without a windfall, without a high income, without a perfect plan. The proof that the machine works when you feed it. That identity is worth more than $8,200. That identity is what carries everything forward. You are 34, 120 months. Total contributions $12,000. Account balance approximately $20,500. In the last year alone, your portfolio returned roughly $1,700 without a single extra dollar of effort from you. Not from a raise, not from a side hustle, from compounding alone. You put in $100 a month, and the market is now returning the equivalent of $140 a month on your existing balance. Your money is making money at a pace that is accelerating every single year. You did not move back home. You did not work a second job. You gave up $100 every month. And 10 years later, you have $20,500 and a habit so permanent it no longer feels like a habit. It feels like a personality. You are 44. 2 decades. Total contributions $24,000. Account balance approximately $76,000. You have $52,000 more than you contributed. You did not time the market. You did not pick the right stock. You had $100 a month and 20 years. In year 1, the market returned $112. In year 10, it returned $1,700. In year 20, your account is returning roughly $7,000 annually. $7,000 a year from $100 a month. You are depositing $1,200 a year, and the account is adding $7,000 on its own. The machine has become the primary contributor. You have almost become a passenger. You are 54. Total contributions $36,000. Account balance approximately $227,000. Compound interest produced $191,000 that you never deposited and never earned at a job. Your account now generates roughly $22,700 annually without touching the principal. That is nearly $1,900 a month. from money that started as $100. The machine you built with pocket change is now producing income that approaches what many people earn working full-time. You are 64, 40 years. Total contributions, $48,000. Account balance, approximately $637,000. $637,000 from $48,000. The difference of $589,000 was not earned. It grew by time and by your refusal to stop. Every month felt like nothing. Every month felt too small to matter. Every correction you did not sell through. Every Tuesday transfer that nobody congratulated you for. All of it stacked. All of it compounding. All of it here. The numbers are real and the numbers matter. But the numbers are not what this is about. This is about the version of yourself you build when you decide that small and consistent beats large and eventual. Because large and eventual is what most people are waiting for. The bigger paycheck, the bonus, the inheritance, the perfect moment when the amount finally feels worth starting with. That moment does not come. And even if it does, the habit of waiting comes with it. Small and consistent is not a consolation prize for people who cannot do more. It is the actual mechanism. It is how the machine runs. The person investing $100 a month starting today and the person waiting to invest $1,000 a month someday arrive at age 60 in completely different places. The first one has decades of compounding and a permanent identity built around discipline. The second one has an intention that kept getting delayed, and the uncomfortable awareness that time was the only asset that was truly irreplaceable. Time does not wait for the right amount. It runs on whatever you give it. You can give it $100. You can give it every month. You can start right now. And 40 years from today, time will give you back something that waiting could never build and shortcuts could never manufacture. The smallest version of the right decision repeated without stopping becomes something that looks like luck from the outside, looks like discipline from the inside, and is in the end the most ordinary, extraordinary thing a person can do with money. $100 every month, starting now. If this video changed the way you think about starting small, please hit the subscribe button. Drop a comment below and tell me where you are in your journey. Are you just starting out or are you already years in? I read every single comment. See you in the next one.